Still stuck in your 9 to 5, wondering if there's more to life than just deadlines and meetings? Then it's not a coincidence you're seeing this right now, because this video is a sign you've been waiting for. Today we're not just talking code, we're talking freedom. This is the ultimate guide to turn your dev skills into a business, but not the boring cookie cutter version. I'm going to reveal the truth no one talks about, what it really takes to go from coder to creator, and why most devs stay stuck in the same place forever. If you ever dreamed of working for yourself, building something on your own, or escaping the 9 to 5 using nothing but your keyboard, this is your recipe to make it happen. So put on your headphones, make sure no one knows you're watching this, because what I'm about to tell you, they really don't want you to hear. They're out there, keeping devs like you stuck in safe jobs, safe paychecks, and quietly killing your potential. Speaking of your potential, I got a Discord server down. If I have to tell you where the link is, I can't help you. Here's the truth. Writing great code, that's just your ticket in. If you want to level up your career or build your own tech empire, you've got to flip the game completely. See, there's millions of devs out there with skills, but no idea how to use them. It's like owning a supercar and leaving it parked in the garage because no one ever taught you how to drive. Okay, sure, they all say they can drive, but can you parallel park in downtown Montreal in the middle of winter? Didn't think so. Look, most devs can follow a roadmap, but building your own path, that's a whole different game. I'm about to break down the real roadmap, from just writing code to thinking like a founder. No fluff, no recycled advice, just raw, battle-tested steps that actually work. So grab your coffee, silence the noise, because this might just flip how you see your dev career forever. Let's dive in. Let's start with the real unlock, mindset. As devs, we're trained to solve problems with code. But business, that's a whole different beast. It's not about the cleanest solution. It's about the real problem, real people, real pain points, real value. Most developers think like, what's the most efficient way to build this? Sounds smart, right? But business thinkers, they ask, is this even worth building? Boom, whole new game. Here's the real mindset shift. Stop obsessing over how to build. Start asking yourself why to build. Or better yet, why should I automate this at all? Do you remember that movie with the dinosaurs? The scientists were so obsessed if they could, they should have wondered if they should. Because the gold isn't in the code. It's the problem you chose to solve. So open your eyes, look at your job, your community, your day-to-day life. Where do people waste time, feel stuck, get frustrated, or just hate doing something? That's your treasure map. That's where your dev skills turn into real leverage. Here's the truth most devs miss. Great businesses, they don't start with tech. They start with pain. Not pain like, my code won't compile. I'm talking real life pain. The kind of pain that hurts people every single day. So start asking smarter questions. What pain point am I actually fixing? Who's feeling this pain? And are they in enough pain to pay to fix? That right there is the first major mindset shift. If you can really understand a problem and code a solution that people actually want to pay for, boom, you're already thinking like a product-minded dev, which means you're not just writing code anymore, you're building value. Next, the language of business. Because here's the thing, you might be fluent in React, APIs, and Git commits, but to play in the big leagues, you need to speak a whole different language. Business folks don't talk about state management or clean architecture. They talk about CAC, customer acquisition cost, LTV, lifetime value, churn, retention, margins, moats. It's like walking into a new country with zero vocabulary. You might be smart, but no one knows what you're saying. So if you want to build products, not just projects, start learning what these words actually mean. This is where coders stop thinking like devs and start thinking like CEOs with Linux t-shirts in disguise. Now, take a breath. You don't need to be a finance pro. You don't need an MBA, a pitch deck, or a boardroom full of investors, but you do need to speak the language of ROI, CAC, LTV, churn, margins, and product market fit. If you ever want your code to reach real people, solve real problems, and earn real money, you've got to know how to measure what actually matters. The good news? It's way simpler than it sounds, and I'll break it down for you. Start reading startup case studies. Listen to podcasts like How I Built This, The Knowledge Project. Shadow your product managers. Learn how pricing models work, because here's the deal. As a CTO or tech founder, you're not just building products. You're building systems that drive revenue. The CTO role is 50% tech, 50% strategy. I know a lot of devs with 10 really cool GitHub projects. I have 10 really cool GitHub projects too. Side projects are cool. They show off your skills, boost your GitHub, maybe even land you a nice cushy job. But if you really want to build something that matters, start building with outcomes in mind. Ask yourself, can this solve a real niche problem? Can I actually validate it with users? This is where product thinking kicks in. So instead of spinning up your 11 to-do app, try this. Build for outcome, not aesthetics. Validate the idea before you touch the code. Keep your MVP laser focused. Solve one specific pain. Get 10 real users. Watch what they do. Better yet, see if they'll pay. That's how product market fit actually starts. Not with hype, not with code, with clarity. Treat your code like a product, not a portfolio piece, because this mindset, this is what separates devs who build cool stuff from devs who build companies. If you want to grow beyond just you need to lead. And no, I'm not talking about managing a team or running daily stand-ups. I'm talking about real leadership, vision, communication, ownership. And not ownership like, yeah, I own a pair of shoes and a secondhand MacBook. I mean ownership like, this is my product. If it fails, it's on me. If there's a bug, it's my bug. If users are confused, that's my communication failure. It's not about being the boss. It's about being accountable. It's about accepting that everything is your fault. And yeah, I hear you, but what could I possibly do? Don't worry, I got you. Here's what we're driving into. Translate vision into strategy. Communicate clearly with both devs and business folks. Inspire your team to build things that matter. Okay, fine, but how do I actually develop this? Simple, but not always easy. Start mentoring others. Start collaborating across teams. Start owning outcomes, not just tasks. If you've ever been frustrated watching someone with less skill get the promotion, it's probably because they're better at communication, leadership, and making things move. Raw skills get you in the door. Leadership moves you up the ladder. And let's be real, code is temporary. Frameworks change. Languages come and go. But leadership, that's what scales your impact. That's what turns devs into CTOs. So if you're serious about turning your dev skills into true business leadership, this is the path. Code like a dev, think like a founder, lead like a CTO. That's how you future-proof your career. Look at you, finishing things. That's one step of building an empire. If your perspective shifted harder than a startup pivot, go ahead and click like. Catch you in the next one, because this rabbit hole goes deeper.